Here's my chamber guide on Icebox. I'm going to start on defense. I'm going to talk about this trademark first. So this trademark kind of allows you to stack more players towards the sites, which is more important on Icebox than any other map, really. Because on this map, mid is very rarely used. So it means that, and like, a lot of the action is going to be happening towards the main and the sites. So the less players you can have on mid and get away with, the better. So this trap kind of contributes to that by only really needing like maybe one additional player to really check for this every so often. But for the most part, you can play everyone towards where the action is, which is quite good. There will be times when you do play mid, and those times are going to be when you're trying to, if you have a read on how to catch the lurker route, that could be potentially valuable. Kind of depends on the round. And you can do the same here as well. The other time you're going to be playing mid is to hold the rotation that the attack side have, because this is their only rotation. It means that if you have an operator or a rendezvous, which definitely makes this part easier, not required, but definitely makes it easier, you can catch people rotating. So that's also another reason why you might want to play mid from time to time. But you need to make sure you have like a good read for it, because for the most part, you're going to get more value on the sides. Speaking of the sides, we've got A first. And when we're playing A, instead of having the trademark here, have the trademark here, and it gives you a bit more space on A. Just a tiny bit more space. It's like a very small min-max type of thing, but for the most part, it gives you more space. You can play over here, for instance, that you could not do before, and the same with like maybe playing here or something. They're all kind of on angles, so they're not really that impactful anyway, but yeah, it does allow you to still play them in the range of your trademark. So in terms of rendezvous, there are a couple ways you can kind of... I like to have aggressive rendezvous that give me off angles, and I also like to have defensive rendezvous that give me safety when I've taken the first fight. So ones like that could be... Safety one is like this one, and then I can go sit on top of here, take the first fight, TP away, I'm safe, right? That's like one of the ones I would use. Also, another one I could use is more attack. Like, this is a more offensive one, where I can get some like really strong off angles in like strong positions. This one requires a bit more adaptability, I guess, where you will plan to get into like an off angle over here, but that won't always go to plan. So I might even take a fight here and TP away, or I could go through this corner, take a fight, potentially need to TP away, or I can even walk through and not get a fight the whole time, and then I'm in a nice off angle that no one will expect me to be in, which means that when they rotate back to here, I get a free kill and I'm TP'd away. That's kind of how you want to see like these sort of like rendezvous that you can do. You can also do one here as well. Bear in mind, you lose a lot of safety here, so I would not do it. But if you know that you can get into A main safely, if you can get into this position safely on defense, then as you can see, this off angle is quite nasty. Like, there's no way that anyone's going to expect you to be in this corner over here, right? And you should be able to get a free kill there. So there are times as well where you won't actually use this trademark. There's going to be times where you use different ones, and that time is when you want to use this angle, because this angle obviously deactivates the trademark. So what do you do? So first of all, if you want to TP up here, you can. You can technically do a skill jump, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if that still exists. It definitely does, pretty sure. Usually the TP is here, but you can place a TP here. And when you've got the TP here, you can more easily place your trademark. You can just place it when the barrier goes down. Actually, no, sorry. You place it here when you've got that there. When you place your rendezvous here, you can place the trademark here. And then you've got the angle as soon as the barrier drops. If you've got the trademark here, which I wouldn't recommend, so the rendezvous here, which I wouldn't really recommend, mainly because of the clunkiness with the trademark, you would have to place the trademark here and then get your gun out after the barriers drop, which can be maybe a bit of a time constraint potentially, and may even get you killed. So be careful of that. The reason why you want the trademark in front of the rendezvous is because it's basically like layering, right? When you TP, it means that the trademark won't be in a place like equal with your rendezvous, so then it actually slows them before they get to you when you TP. And that's like one way you can play it on a that's the way I play it. I put this here and this here. That works. And then get a kill, TP down. Ideally, Viper smoke goes up and I can actually rotate back across. Not ideally, I have to stay there and play off my trademark. Play like this. An off angle, not really an off angle. I have to play like this and this angle, and then when this triggers, I might swing this, I might not. Kind of depends on the situation. But yeah, that's kind of like how I play A. It's really, really self-explanatory, really, really straightforward, because Chamber really is. He's about his macro play and positioning rather than anything else. Once you go B as well, so for B, you can place the trademark. You just basically want to place it so the blue line is like just about in the wall like that, in the corner, on that corner like this. You see that when I placed it? Like this. A gift. That's how you want to place it. Bear in mind, like, I mean, it's the same. It's exactly the same with the other ones. People can sit here like this in Color Kitchen, so you want to be careful. But that's the same with basically every single one anyway. But yeah, that's what you want to do when you're playing B. And then another time, I like to play on top of yellow when I've got my rendezvous. When I've got my tour de force or my ult. No, tour de force, my ult. Tour de force or my operator or an operator. And usually I want to play on this side of yellow because I want to isolate the angles. If I play over here, I've got so many angles to worry about. But if I play over here, I've got one angle really to worry about, maybe two. And then I can TP away, which is really good. I very rarely place a different trademark than this one when I play B. Yeah, so that's basically it really. There are some like aggressive trademarks, so aggressive rendezvous you can do, very similar to A. But they don't really get the same sort of value, I think, as the ones on A do. You can play like here, like this. Problem is with these ones is that I think for the most part, when people are retaking B, they always check these angles. Like they don't skip any angles, they always check them. So it's not really that ideal to play like those aggressive ones. You can definitely do it though. One that probably is like not very easy for them to react to is going to be one like over here. Because you're on like a off angle because they're going to be aiming at yellow like this, right? So they're not going to actually like aim at you, and you should be able to get a free kill and TP away. Even then, like if you want that angle, you can probably place it all the way over here. And you probably can. And you can get on top of this. Yeah, that's actually quite good. I like that. Yeah, that's it for like defense, really. A defensive rendezvous could be over here, and you play this angle here. This is going to be a defensive rendezvous where you kind of kill someone that like, first gets the yellow, TP away. Because when it comes to like retaking stuff, when you're retaking, a lot of the time it is just going to be place rendezvous, use rendezvous to take important fights, TP back. It's the same on both sites. Same on both sites, really. So on A, it's going to be like this, you know. There's not really any like such crazy specific rendezvous that I have for it. It is literally just place the rendezvous in a position where I'm going to get like a lot of value from placing it in that position, and then take fights within it, basically. In that case, to be honest, on B, it's probably better to go through mid and then place your rendezvous like this, because then you get a lot of like value for like where you're going to probably fight people, rather than go like all the way over there. But yeah, that's it for the for defense, I think. So we're going to go over onto attack. Okay, so on attack, we'll start off with the traps. So this trap is going to be I'll start with the anti-flank traps. So this is the trap for A. It's not visible from mid, from like the gap in mid, which means that they have to like push up to actually see it. The other thing about this trap as well is that it's not dodgeable, so they can't like strafe around this corner and dodge it. As you can see, you're still on very much in the radius and will very much get slowed. And the other anti-flanks are over here by B. Really easy trips to know. And then we'll talk about A with the rendezvous. So the first rendezvous is this one on the ramp. Allows you to take fights belt and TP away when you need to. The other ones are going to be over here. So there's one here. Allows you to fight pipes. And yeah, fight from pipes, fight pipes even as well, like over here. You need to fight this area. There you go. Exactly the same, but opposite over here. Same thing, you get to fight pipes, but also then you get to go this way and fight people over the screens instead. Or go over here like this. Fight this type of off angle. I don't think you can just about get here, no? Yeah, you just about can't. You can do like this, but it's not really that good of an angle, so this is probably better, or this is probably better at this. There's also this rendezvous as well. This one's more of a post-plant rendezvous, but you can use this for taking site if you do get this place for free. And it basically just allows you to take like these types of aggressive fights, right? Where you can take fights on the actual like spawn bases, basically. Like the CT areas. And that's going to pay you play post-plant as well. Ideally, you want to have like an aggressive rendezvous that you can take the first fight for your team and TP away for free. The chamber is super self-explanatory in that way. When you play with your team, it is literally just about playing as like the first one to get the kill and TP away for free. That literally is the idea of chamber. On B, this is the rendezvous you'll do. Just check the areas, check the corners. I didn't do it very well, but you get the idea. And then if you're in danger, TP away. Really easy, really easy.
That's not ready.
The other one is over here. You go on top of the box usually. Fight snowman. Once again, self-explanatory. The ones that you actually do for post-plant, you can do this one for post-plant too. But there are some ones that you can do as well. Like this one, for instance, you can go onto site. And this is actually new as well with the 18 meters. You can actually go into this corner like this and play like this. And then you can also TP away. So not only do you play this corner, but then you also don't die as a result to the next player, which is actually quite cool, quite good. And it's only really chamber specific as well. It maybe Reyna could get away with it, but other than that, not really. And even then, she would have to get the kill and not just like, she can't just TP away, right? The other TP is this one as well for main, and you can play yellow, and then you can give it up in exchange for your life and wasting more time from the enemy. So in a post-plant situation, you're going to keep on wasting. The longer you stay alive, the more time you generally waste for the enemy team to defuse. So if you like play like you have yellow and then TP away from it, and kind of like, it's not like having like a straw man essentially, where they use things on yellow, but then you actually just give it up like in like an instant basically. So they use util to take yellow, and then there's no reason to do that for them basically, and they waste time and they waste resources. That can be like the way to play it with chamber. So that's like the post plant stuff and the site stuff done. So I'm going to talk about lurking. So when we're lurking, the main things with chamber is that we have a range with our trap, so we can't just place the best anti-flank trap usually. Because if I place the best anti-flank trap for B, like this one, right? You can see I'm limited in the way I can like lurk towards A, right? I can't do this. I can't do what I want to do, like lurk like this, right? So instead what we want to do is we want to look at the map in a series of lanes. So this is one lane, this is 2 lanes, and this is 3 lanes, right? So there's 1A, there's technically 2A, but we'll just count it as 1 for now. And this is 1, 2, 3, right? So instead of placing the trap for my team anti-flank, what I can do is I can place it for mid, like this, right, against the barrier, right? And what it does is it means that now they can't flank mid. I have A by lurking into A. And my teammates are going B, so they have B. So that's how we want to look at lurking for chamber. And this goes anyway, right? If you want to go B and your teammates want to go A, same thing. Your teammates will very rarely, as a group, want to go mid as well. So very, very much you will have the trap here a lot of the time. Unless you want to lurk mid yourself. And in which case, you will literally just have the normal trip. The normal anti-flank trip for that area that your teammates are doing. Because then you can still lurk mid anyway. So yeah, that's kind of it for the lurk, really, like the early parts of the lurk. And for the most part, a lot of it is about lurk experience and like timing your lurk and like how to have pressure on a lurk and that kind of stuff. And as chamber, you can have a lot of pressure early on lurks. Like for instance, like on this lurk from mid, you can have a lot of pressure and you can feel a lot more safe because you have the rendezvous to just TP away. So you don't be afraid of like exerting pressure early on chamber on your lurks. I think a lot of the time people are scared of being like the first contact of the lurk. That makes sense. Like a lot of people see lurking as no pressure until I show myself. But a lot of people don't realize like lurking can be, you can make yourself look super big on the map, and it can give your teammates a super easy time to take the site because you've drawn resources away from the site. So you can do stuff like that. And there are going to be smarter players that obviously realize like chamber's going to be the one lurking, so that we won't pull resources. But bear in mind, like a lot of people, even in the elos that I play in sometimes, like Immortal, they're going to be doing those mistakes. So bear in mind, like you can have early pressure in the lurks. So I hope I was comprehensive with this guide. It wasn't, I must say, not my favorite guide. I didn't realize how little there is to really like talk about in terms of like straight up. Like a lot of the time, a lot of the stuff is situational and more about lurking than it is about chamber. So I'm very sorry that this guide might not have been the best in terms of like comprehensively talking about what you're going to be doing. But I did kind of go over like the main things in like the first part of the rounds or the buy phase. So hopefully that was good enough. I would love some comments to like tell me how I can like improve these guys and that kind of stuff. Like I might have missed some things that are very obvious to other people that aren't particularly obvious to me. So I'm very sorry if I did miss some stuff, but please feel free to ask in the comments for those things. I might be able to answer them in the comments. So that's it for the guide. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one.